It is now my distinct honor to welcome the Mayor of Monroe Township, Stephen Dalina. Mayor Dalina also serves as the Director of Rutgers University's Institutional Planning and Development and is a part-time lecturer at Rutgers. It is our honor that he is with us, and I invite Mayor Dalina to the podium.
Thank you so much. Assalamu alaikum, namaste, shalom, peace be with you. But most importantly, welcome to Monroe Township. It is my distinct privilege to have this event here in Monroe Township. And we talk about peace, and obviously Ukraine is in our hearts and in our minds. But for me, peace is a feeling, but it's also a state. And here, to have everyone come to Monroe Township in a state of peace, we come to hear wonderful words of wisdom to focus us on peace. And if we can leave here to spread that peace, that state of peace, and that feeling that we can bring peace to others, that's what it's all about. Monroe Township, the history here in Monroe Township is very, very deep. And we're just adding to the tapestry of history by having you here to come together to reach that state of peace. I'd like to just recognize our Council Vice President, Terry Van Zura. I'm sure we'll hear from some of our other dignitaries here. But I do want to personally thank the Abdi brothers, longtime friends here, and it's an honor and a privilege to be invited just to say, welcome to Monroe Township. Ingest all of the wonderful words of peace, and then let's take it from here to the world. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Dalina, and I would like to assure you that you have very, very rabid fans in the Abdi brothers and their families. I come from India, and I grew up with a lot of my Hindu and Sikh friends, and as a representative of the Hindu faith, it is my pleasure to invite Andy Paluri, who is also a long-time resident of Monroe Township, and look forward to hearing his views on the podium. Andy Paluri.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you. It's good to see all of you on a beautiful afternoon here on a Friday. As I was coming here, my good friend Hemant Patel called me and said that I'll be asked to say a couple of words. So I was thinking about some of the things that I need to say. And one of the most important people in my life, although he passed away 6 years ago, is my father. As far as I can remember, my father told me that I'm a Hindu. My father said I'm a Hindu. My cousins told me that there are certain festivals that we celebrate. And they told me that on a Saturday you're not supposed to eat non-vegetarian. As a Hindu, you're not supposed to eat beef because we believe in cow. I don't follow any one of those, so I'm not a good Hindu from that perspective. I do eat meat, and I don't go to the temples, so I'm not up here as a religious person, but I'm here as a human being. Before me, we had a reverend come and speak very eloquently, and we also had somebody from the Jewish faith come and speak here as well. And we have a lot of Muslim folks here who believe in Muslim faith who congregated here tonight to celebrate Ramadan. Ramadan Mubarak to everyone. But as I was thinking about what to say today, I realized that we were all born, and majority of us, unless you practice religion as your full time, we don't have a deep understanding of our own religions. We only know what we're told. I know what my father told me that I am, so I believe in it. And when I go sit with my friends who practice Islam, I see a lot of similarities. When I sit with my Christian friends, I see a lot of similarities. When I sit with David Rothman and his wife, Jewish faith, I see a lot of similarities. Either we can sit here and talk about the differences we have because of our religious identifications, or we can stop and think about what brings us as human beings together. There's one thing in the Hindu religion they speak very highly about, which is they call it Panchabhutas, means 5 elements of nature that we're responsible for. Earth, water, fire, air, and can somebody help me? Yes. Earth, water, air, fire, and something else. I'm sorry. See, that's how much of a Hindu I am. I remember what the 5 of those are. Not to make a joke out of it, but these are the fundamental elements. As long as we can keep faith in those 5 elements, that's what really matters at the human level. And one thing, I as Andy Paluri cannot change this world. I cannot stop the war in Ukraine. I cannot stop the hatred that goes on across the world. But what I can do is help those people who are in need. When I say me, it's not just me. My team members from the India-USFR of Monroe Township are here. And when we heard about the flooding in Rossmore, and we know that the mayor was immediately there to take care of them, but unfortunately the government could not provide what these residents were looking for. Most of them are old, 65, 70 years old, single women who could not afford to survive because of what happened to their houses. So we went and did what we can do through the charity. That is what being human means. Tomorrow at 10 o'clock, we go into the Ukrainian church. We collected at least 10 or 15 boxes worth of medical goods, along with contributions from people that should go to Ukraine. So these are the smaller things that we can do in each of our communities to bring it together. And this is what being human is all about, as far as I'm concerned. So the Reverend talked about slapping on the cheek, and that reminds me of something that I read when I was a kid, who most of you know who Mahatma Gandhi is. So when Mahatma Gandhi went to fight against the British, the mighty British, he did not have the army, nor did he have the weapons. He chose the path of nonviolence. And he said, okay, you want to hit me? Hit me. I'm going to let you hit me and my people until your hands are tired from hitting us. That's how India got its independence from British, not by firing arms at them. So tonight we reflect on what's going on in Ukraine, the messages we see on the TV, the news we read on the newspapers. Not many of us do that anymore, I understand that, but the news that you see on your cell phone, it's really gruesome to see how the families are being split apart. Kids are suffering. Wives don't know if their husbands will ever return back home. Why is this happening? Let's stop and think for 1 second. Why is this war happening in Ukraine right now? It's the greed for one of those 5 elements that I talked about. Earth. People want space. People are anxious to take over somebody else's. We're all born in a certain country, in a certain area that belongs to us. Let's just live there. Let's just preserve that. We'll not be greedy about taking over somebody else's. Then the peace will prevail if we can just simply do that. So all I ask you as we go into the interfaith today is think beyond the religion. Think about the human beings. Everything that makes us happy is the same thing. We sit with our family to have dinner. Makes you feel good. You go out for a nice walk, makes you feel good. You go watch a movie or a show you like, makes you feel good. No, that's universal. It's not a faith-based happiness. Sorrow, the same thing. It's not faith-based. It's based on the human emotion. So let's all first remember that we're all human beings. We're all on this earth for a purpose. So let's serve that purpose. Thank you very much.